Hey everyone, this is Ken, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial, guys, on a brand new Guardian farm for 1.13 and newer. Now, what's amazing about this, guys, I've been working on this for weeks, and I'm so excited because with these new mechanics, I could really take this design to the next level and add all the bells and whistles I wanted to. Now, the cool thing about this, with Soul Sand, everything goes straight up, which is fantastic, allowing everything to go to the center, and I'm going to show you exactly how that works. And beneath this entire system is where all the good stuff is at. All right, down here, guys, we have the XP room, we have the storage sorting system, we have an overflow protection, enchantment room, and tons of really cool features. And to me, guys, I really wanted to create something that had all the bells and whistles. So I'm really excited to show you this, and trust me, you guys are going to love it. Now, quick disclosure, I'm currently running a 1080 Ti. And you can see my frames are below 50, which is crazy for something so beefy. And even when I get into the water, my frames go between 1 and 3 frames per second. Now, to avoid this problem, go to options, go to video settings, and there's a spot on the right called particles. Make sure that that's minimal. The reason for that is the soul sand itself creates a ton of particles in the water, and you can see right away the difference in the frames and how smooth it just clears everything out. Now, I've used my cousin's computer and he has a 1050, and trust me, this runs just as smooth, so you guys should have no headaches when creating this, especially on PC. Now, enough of that. Once you go to the entrance, go right into the center and jump straight down. It's going to hit some water, and you're going to see right away this massive storage system on both ends, and we have 4 major sections for the most common items. And in the bottom, there's a light indication system. Now, what's cool about each section, it can hold up to 2,200 stacks in each section. No headache. We're talking about 40 large chests, and if you do the math, it is just a crazy amount. And just for having this run for about a few hours, you can see I'm getting a ton of items sorted out with no headache. Now, the cool thing about this is the fact that with each section, if it gets filled up to the max, we also have an overflow protection. And I'm going to show you that later. Now, as we go further down the hallway, we're going to see on the right hand side, we have a spot here where you can dump your items in case you want to put it back into the storage system, which is great. And on the other side, we have a mechanical room, which I think is great. You always want the mechanical room. You always want to see what's inside. Go to the back. If anything goes wrong, it's right there with a click of a button, and it's super discreet. And of course, on this side, you have all the items that never get sorted out. They all dump in here, which is a plus. So accidentally, you drop a sword in this, or any kind of important thing that you didn't want in here, you don't have to worry. It will be saved in that spot. And on the opposite end, we have an enchantment room. And when you press that button, you get 3 pieces of lapis, so you can make the max amount of enchantments. If you don't want to, you can put it right back, and it's that simple. So it's really efficient. It's a really nice enchantment room, nice and simple. Now, we have 2 ways on both sides to get upstairs to the XP room, which we'll get into that a bit. And we do have a little bit of a water source here in the front. In the back, we have a nether portal. So if you guys want to connect that so you can go in there and just kind of teleport to the spot, you're good to go. And up here, there's a shaft that leads straight down in case you want to come back from the XP room. And I'll show you where all that leads once we go upstairs. Now, when you come inside, you go right into this little elevator here. Go straight up. And as you can see, guys, we have a beautiful setup here. You have a nice spot here to go back down to the first floor, as you can see. And that lever right there actually turns off the entire system. So if you want to turn off the whole thing with no lag, you can do it very easily. And that's the actual XP chamber. And before you get there, you need armor. Now, with this little setup here, it's a one-click button system. So I'm going to go third-person point of view. Go right over here, guys, hit that button, and all your armor and your sword is going to be equipped immediately. Look at that simple. The great thing here, guys, make sure you have mending on top of your armor and your gear. Because believe it or not, when you hit a guardian, they're going to hit you right back. It's very hard to dodge that. But just for a quick disclosure, make sure you have mending, and you're going to need some food. Now, we have 2 chests on both sides. On one side is your food, because you will get a little damage, but if your armor is on point, you don't have to worry too much. Just eat a little bit and just keep on going. Now, behind me is a floor that's going to go right up. So when I hit the button, the floor behind me is going to go up, and the guardians are going to keep flowing in. That's going to keep me right locked in place. That's why we have these 2 different types of fence. So when I hit them, I don't get pushed back. Now, for 2 minutes, we're going to go right at it. I'm going to keep swinging. I'm going to fast forward it, because of course I'm not going to stand here for 2 minutes straight. But you can look at my XP. It is just flying off the charts. I mean, look at that. That's amazing. And trust me, guys, even if you last 20 minutes here, your XP is going to go wild. I mean, I've never seen such a thing like this. And I'm just super happy with this. The system really works well. And just keep in mind, eat some cooked fish, and it's going to really help you back and forth. And plus, your stuff going to have mending. Trust me, it's going to act like you never used your armor anyway. Now, once you're done, you hit the button. The floor behind is going to go forward. So push forward at this point and just kill off the rest of the guys, or the rest of the guardians. And that's it. I mean, it's really that simple. It's an amazing XP chamber, very simple and lag free. Now, you will get a lot of the items when you kill them flying at you. So as you can see, they're in your inventory. So that chest on the left-hand side is for that purpose only. You put it in that chest, it goes right back to the storage. Of course, you eat your food. You can see you're going to have barely any damage to your armor, because you're going to have so much XP, and that mending is going to really regenerate it, and you're good. Of course, once you're done, make sure to put your armor back into that dispenser. I mean, just kind of, make the armor to your best ability. As long as you have mending, you should have no headaches as far as replacing it. Fantastic. So let's jump right back down. And that's it, guys. I wanted to give you guys all the bells and whistles in this particular design, and I hope you guys like it. Now, to explain that whole storage system aspect and the light indication system, we're going to go a little more in depth. Now, what we have here is a sorting system for that specific item, and a light indication, which you can see activates the front. Now, back here, once this entire system gets filled up, it's going to go right into that dropper. And as you can see, the second anything gets in there, it's going to shoot right into that cactus, and all that excess amount will be destroyed, so the system does not get backed up. Now, we're using 2 lava layers here, especially the one on top as well, which I'll show you in a bit. And what happens here, the guardians fall straight down, and because we're getting so much flow, I want to make sure that they die quickly enough so that when they hit the bottom, their items get sucked up. But I want them to die quick so we don't get a lot of lag, and we don't get an overflow of too many guys falling all at once in one spot. So the second they die, get there, they die immediately. So it's a great way to really avoid those headaches. I want to set up a little button system here and show you exactly what I did between the XP and the normal system. See, over here, they're all going to the left-hand side. Now, bear in mind, they're already going through the lava on top, and they're falling with 1-hit damage. Because they're landing on water, they're not getting killed yet. So that means that with the XP aspect of this, you can hit them one time, get their XP, and not have to worry too much. Now, the second I press this button, everything changes immediately to the opposite side. You saw that? See, now all of them are going to the opposite direction into that XP factor. And then once you hit it again, it all gets inverted back to the normal setting. And the reason I want this to happen in this way so that everything happens quickly. There's no lag. There's no way that these guys could stop flowing, because keep in mind, these guardians are coming in non-stop. So it avoids a lot of headache. So I really wanted to explain that to you guys before we begin. Now, as far as turning the system off completely, let me go inside here. All you have to do is hit this lever on. The lights stay on to let you know that the system is completely off. And down in the bottom, we get an extra 2 layers of lava. So not one item would ever reach that bottom hopper, because they're already at that breaking point once going through those 2 layers. And that third one in the bottom just completely wipes them out. So it's a simple, effective way to really turn off this entire system without lagging out or some other extreme way. Look at that. And then once you want to turn it back on, hit that lever. You're going to notice immediately a quick pulse will go to those droppers, well, dispensers. Retract the lava and everything will go back to normal as if nothing happened. Perfect. Now, enough talking. Let's jump into a tutorial. Now, what you're going to have to do, guys, is find a temple. Of course. Now, like every temple, you're going to have the centerpiece right here. And you're going to want to bring 2 blocks up to about water level right there. And create that 4x4 spacing. So just add some solid blocks right there for now. See? And believe it or not, that's actually the center of this entire design. Now at this point, you're going to add 8 blocks going right across. Right in the middle, add 8 blocks going outwards. Now let's keep in mind, whatever you do on one side, you make sure you do on all 4 sides. Just a quick disclosure. So it has to be 8 blocks long, the initial first one. Then we're going to do an additional 7. So added 1 block up and add 7 blocks right across. Fantastic. Then you're going to add another 7. You're going to repeat this process 2 more times. So add 7 right across. Six, 7, and 7 more like so, you see? And for the 4th and last time, guys, add another set of 7. See? And you're going to repeat this on all 4 sides. Perfect. Now, don't hesitate, guys. This is very tedious, so make sure to pause the video if you need to. Now, once you have that set up, you're going to connect everything as well, creating these awesome platforms. So, connect the first section right here, then the second one, then the third one, and pretty much you're going to create these perfect squares in this formation, you see? Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, one of the hardest parts right now is to dismantle and destroy this entire temple. There's many ways to do it. Make sure you pause the video right now because this is going to take some pretty hefty time and destroy this entire temple and flatten out the whole land underneath it just to make it even. And ideally, you want to create something like this. Ideally, you don't have to, but just generally, you kind of get the picture. I'm just trying to show you the layout perfectly as a flat surface on the bottom. See? Not too shabby. Now that light in the bottom represents the outer layer of the edge that we just made on the top. If that makes sense. You get it. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get right into it. Now go back to the centerpiece here. And that centerpiece, you're going to wipe that out. So you're going to empty out this entire little centerpiece. All right? You're going to delete all these blocks in the middle. Now, ideally, guys, we're going to create a shaft starting from here in a perfect square shaft going down to the actual floor level. Now, bring this straight all the way down. I'm going to use glass blocks. You can use any blocks you want, but it has to be a perfect shaft, empty, no water, straight down of this perfect square. See? And it should look like this. I'm going to fast forward this. But yeah, this is basically, just like this, a complete empty shaft. No water, no nothing. Now, once you've done that, you're going to go right here to the side. You're going to place a stone block right there, 2 underneath and 2 above it. So it should be right at top of the water level. And it should be about 5 blocks tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to create this wall that's 5 blocks high all around the edge of this entire design. See? And it should look just like this. So make sure to, once again, I'm going to say this a lot, pause the video. Trust me, this is beyond tedious. I understand, but the results you're going to get out of this are going to be amazing. Now, at the edge of the bottom, you're going to wrap this around with some stone brick. Till you connect to the other end. Of course, it has to be like a nice trimming. Fantastic. And what I did as well, to really add some more detail, added some netherrack right on top of there. And add an additional 1, 2, and 1, 2 right there blocks. And one in the center to create this perfect little corner piece. You're going to do that to each corner as well with a piece of netherrack. And the reason I'm using netherrack is when you light it up, it doesn't turn off until you hit it. So not water or nothing else could really affect that. So it creates an amazing light source. Now, once you've done that to each corner, add some stairs, all the edges to add that extra detail. And then you're going to wrap around some stairs like so, around the netherrack and all around the entire design. It's going to add that extra trimming to really make this pop out more. Now, once again, guys, if you feel like you have to fast forward this, please go ahead, add your own details if you feel like it. But I'm going to give you the general gist of what I did. Now, on the top edge here, you're going to add some stairs and you're going to wrap that around. And on top of those stairs, you're going to add some slabs and repeat the same exact pattern. Just wrap it around. The reason I did it like that so that it could prevent any mobs from spawning, and I'll show you why. Now, right here on the centerpiece of all this, you're going to break these blocks and you're going to add a block of your choice because these are the blocks you will not touch. So I'm going to add some stone brick, but make sure you do not break these blocks for whatever reason going forward. Perfect. Now, in this first layer, guys, on top of every single block, you're going to add a fence gate. Fantastic. And you put that on every single block in that first section. Now, once you've created this exact format, you're going to open each gate like so. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to go step by step, guys. I want to make sure you guys do this perfectly well. And once again, we're going to be building this. I mean, this is going to be an amazing design. You guys are going to love this. And I want to show you, make sure that you guys don't mess up any point. Now, these blocks right here, you're going to have to delete them. You don't need this anymore. You're going to delete all these blocks right across the board. Just make sure you do not delete the ones in the middle, like I said earlier. And you should have this kind of effect. See? Keep those intact because that's the framework for the centerpiece of all this. Now, once again, we're going to repeat the same process. Add stairs on the second layer here. Add your fence gates right on top of each block perfectly. See? Now, once you've done that, once again, open every single gate like so, in the open position. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. Once again, you're going to have to delete the blocks underneath the stairs. And trust me, it will take time. Now, once you've done that and you deleted all those blocks underneath, you're going to go right over here and you're going to notice there's a huge gap underneath. But not to worry, because we have that wall in the back end here. I'm going to show you a real simple way to fill this up with water and create a water source right across the board with no headaches. Starting from the edge of the wall, on every side, you're going to add a 1 bucket of source of water. Now, once you've done that, add it right across again. You're going to notice a source of water is going to be creating and filling up this entire gap. And you're going to do that to all 4 sides. Now, once you connect it on this side to the other side, you're going to notice everything is going to get filled up with a brand new source. See? Right to the edge. Really takes out the headache of it, and it just really simplifies a lot. See? Because you want the guardians to fly all the way up to this point. Now we got to repeat this process 2 more times. Great. Now you got your fence gates. You're going to open them up. Then you're going to break the block right underneath. And guys, be careful, because you do not want to break any of the fences, because it's kind of a pain to really set that up again. Now, once again, with this gap, you're going to place a row of water. So get a few buckets if you need to, and you can continually take the source from the water itself, so it's not too much of a headache. Now, if you need to, guys, make sure you have protective gear, because you don't want none of the guardians to really cause any damage to you. And the last thing you want to do is die a million times just trying to set this up. All right, now it's starting to really look nice. You're kind of getting the gist of this. I mean, it's really coming together. Now at this point, guys, one more time, we're going to place our row of fence gates on top of each block again. Now once you open everything up, it should look like this. Now we're going to delete the last set of blocks finally and get this going. Now, even though this is extremely tedious, just keep in mind, guys, you're doing this one time and that's it. Now, add your last source of water right across around this entire design. Right here, starting here. Great. Okay, it's looking good. Everything's set up. We got the nether rack lit up. And it's really going to have that extra edge to everything. The water sources are all there. It just looks phenomenal. Now, the last piece that you're going to have to do with all this is right here at the edge, before the slab. Add your water sources right across the board. And, of course, wrap this all around. Now, the reason why the centerpiece was 8 blocks long is for this one purpose, so that once it gets to the edge, it doesn't fall over and it stays right there. See? Giving that super neat, crisp look. Beautiful. Now pick any center on any side. It's all symmetrical. And make sure you're right in the middle. Okay, that entrance is 4 blocks wide, so that's the 4 blocks right there. And you're going to add some blocks parallel to the stone. Then you're going to add an additional 2 blocks on both sides. So 1, 2, 1, 2, making a grand total of 8 blocks in width. Now you're going to extend this outwards, and what you want to do is create an awesome platform. Somewhere where you can stand on, get on. I mean, guys, be creative with it. Choose whatever block you want to use for that. I'm just going to quickly just decorate this a bit. But long story short, this will be the entrance platform of your actual build. Just to get into the garden farm, I mean, really hook this up. Decorate it to your likings. I mean, it's really your choice at this point. Now, once you've done that, you can delete the middle and 2 blocks on both sides. Now, over here, you're going to delete that one and the 2 in the center. Just like we showed previously. Remember, that's the entrance, and that's when you come back up from on both ends. Now let me just delete this just to create a more symmetrical, more even look to this. And just like we did with the centerpiece of this, we're going to create a shaft straight down or replicating this spacing all the way down to the bottom. Starting right there in that corner, I'm going to use glass. We're going to do the same exact thing and bring this all the way down to the floor level. Right over here. And then we're going to create the exact framework all around this. So 8 blocks wide. Let's delete those two. And you pretty much see the replica of what we did upstairs. I want to fast forward this. And this is what we got. Now, when you come down here, guys, a few things you're going to have to know about digging lower at this point. We're going to make a huge hole. A huge spacing down here. And I'm going to explain all the measurements very slowly, just so you get the exact measurements of how big this hole you're going to have to dig underneath is. Now, this will be a huge spacing. I'm going to pause the video at this point, and I want to explain everything. Now, each marker here represents 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get it? Now, that is 50 blocks wide. Okay, just for the record, that's 50 blocks wide. Get a pen and paper. Over here, it is 26 wide and 22 tall, as you can see. So we got 10 blocks from this corner. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then 1, 2, 3. All right, that's the middle. And then, of course, 23, 23. Well, 12. Well, you get it. And over here, guys, once again, 20, 1, 2, 22, 22 low height. Now, of course, I would suggest bringing this as low as you can. I brought this to around level 8. But once again, guys, if you could bring this down a little lower, that's cool too. Just make sure, like right now, I have this right about 2 blocks underneath the water level. You see? It's extremely tight. It's a tight squeeze, but you can make this work. Okay, and I think this level is like level 30 or something like that. 31. Well, now, enough of that. Once you got that straightened out, delete the center here, where we just dropped from, and you're going to put some soul sand, and you're going to place some water blocks right there. Now we're going to create the actual entrance of this design. So we fall in and out. It's not a problem. You won't get no damage. It's perfectly safe. Now place some blocks here and bring that straight up parallel, because we're going to replicate that top part. Okay? Starting here, add some blocks right there. And of course, extend that upwards. Now, once you've done that, you're going to add some stairs right over here on this edge right there. And a block right across on the top end. Now, once you've done that, you're going to delete that. Add another soul sand right there in that corner. And repeat the same thing on the opposite side. Now, I always like to add a little extra details, but you kind of get the gist. Now, you're going to place your block right there and one right there as well. The cool thing about this, the door, when you open it, will come sideways, just like so. And that will prevent the water from going through anyway. So it serves two purposes. And with the actual pressure plate, you come in and out, and it really gives a nice clean look. Now what I did was add a sea lantern on top of the door, and added some more blocks. Extend this upwards, like so. And then at this point, you're going to add a stair right there and there. And some blocks right across. Now over here, on both sides, you're going to add a lantern right there and 2 blocks on the side. And then from here on out, guys, you're going to extend these blocks all the way up to the ceiling. Until you create this kind of look. I mean, it's really neat, some extra blocks, but trust me, it really makes a nice, really end result. Perfect. Now, this will be tedious. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other. So, you're going to have to create one source of water on each side, on each block going upwards. The soul sand can pick it up and send you straight up. And for whatever reason, guys, you end up getting stuck here, just break the wall, come straight down, and just kind of figure it out from that point. But like I said, this will be tedious. Alright, now that you've done that on both sides, you have an easy way of coming in and out of the whole place. You're going to add a few blocks on both corners here and of course extend that to the other end. Because we're going to make this epic entrance. So add your stairs there for that extra detail. Then extend the block right on top one more time. Now over here, guys, you're going to add 1 to about 7 blocks upwards. And over here, guys, you're going to add a total of 10 blocks in the middle. So 7 blocks tall, 10 in the middle, starting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And right here on the side, that would technically be 11, but you can extend that upwards. And in the middle, place 10 lanterns with some blocks right on top of it. And of course, whatever you do on one side, you're going to replicate that on the other side as well. So starting right there, extend that forward, etc., and you kind of get the drift. Now, over here, place your block there and extend that 7 blocks up. And over here as well. And the great thing here, guys, we're going to repeat this one more time. Going 10 blocks forward. And you pretty much get the drift. Now, this square represents the shaft that we made earlier, which leads all the way straight up. So just, just a little marker is great to have. Now, what we're going to do on each one of these 4 sections is break this block right over here. And bear in mind, whatever we do in one section, we have to do in all 4. Now you're going to break that block. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3, making a total of 10 by 4 spacing. And you're going to dig 1 block down. Well, 2 blocks in total. So ground level and then right underneath, you see? As you can see, we've done it in all 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, to really simplify this whole light indication system, what I did was added a block there of the 2 block spacing, then another block, 2 block spacing, then 1 more block, and then of course the last one right there. And in front of it, we're going to add 1 redstone torch. My apologies. Over here, guys, I'm just going to kind of clear this out a little bit just so it gives you more of a visual. And that's where we're going to put the redstone dust. So place all your redstone dust like so to simply activate the block itself, which is controlling the redstone torch. Now, right here on the edge, guys, you're going to delete that. Place your block there, some redstone dust. And delete that right there with more redstone dust. And right over here, add 2 blocks, delete that with a redstone torch on the side. Now, bear in mind, this will always be on the right-hand side on each design. No matter how you're facing this, the right-hand side. And right across, guys, you're going to add your redstone lamps. So when this turns off, that will turn on. Perfect. Now another cool thing is you can fill this up with your blocks of choice so that it can look all smooth and just perfectly nice. Get this nice kind of smooth kind of style. Everything looks discreet. The redstone is hidden and it just looks great. Now if you want to hide this as well, you could add a repeater instead and add your block right in front of it. It's really a personal choice. I like the repeater personally, but you have two options there in case you're a little more on a budget and you really don't want to make that repeater. Now, once you've done that on all sides, as you can see, just added some more lanterns behind. You can add 4 large chests right across, right before the rest of the lamp is. And of course, you're going to extend this right across on all sections. Now, side note guys, with the new update, we're able to place regular chests side by side. And once you've done that, you could place a hopper behind each chest going forward. Perfect. And you can see we've done this on each section. Then you're going to extend these blocks going upwards. Just once again, I like to cover a lot of the redstone as much as possible. And this is completely optional. Make sure you put a block up here that would allow you to open the chest. And I personally like to use lanterns or any kind of light source because as you can see, if this is way brighter and it really pops out more compared to this side, which doesn't have it. But once again, guys, that's just a personal judgment. It's really your choice if you want to use that. But now, once you've done that on all sections, we're going to go right over here and place one block there. And a dropper facing downwards. Then you'll place a block right there and one underneath and 3 going right in the back like so, creating this kind of C shape. The reason for that is you're going to place a comparator and a repeater on 4 ticks. You're going to place an observer block in this kind of direction so that the output is in the back and the face is in the front. So that when these two connect, they create that rapid pulse and a sticky piston right there. And that would activate that dropper. Then you're going to place a hopper right there and a straight line going towards it. So extend that going forward, see, just like how I'm doing it. And make sure you go 1 block out right there. See, not directly parallel with this, but just right parallel with the block with the torches on. Now just like this, it will go right over here. Place a block there, parallel to the dropper, with a sand and the cactus on top of it. Now you'll place a block right on top of the cactus, one on the side, delete that one, the first one we placed. A block there, and right there on this side so that nothing falls out and everything falls directly on the cactus with no headaches, no problems. And as you can see, let's test it out. It works beautifully. And that's the kind of effect you should get. And you can see how quickly it works as well. It's just amazing. Now remember, that thing will always be on the left-hand side as far as the actual process. So you're going to place 3 blocks right there. Another 3 and 1 underneath to create this exact format. Now what we're creating here is the sorting system. It's going to sort out what items go here. Place a repeater there, a redstone torch, don't forget that, and a comparator going forward on top of it with 3 pieces of redstone dust. Then right where the repeater is at, you're going to add your redstone dust right there so that it can activate that and activate the light indication system. Then you're going to place a hopper going forward towards the comparator. Now remember, that redstone torch is extremely important, otherwise your items will suck through once you're setting that sorting system up. Now once you've done that on all 4 sides, guys, go all the way here to the right, add 2 blocks right over here, and 1 on the side. Then you're going to replace a straight line of hoppers going towards that block. extend that in a straight line like so. When you get over here, extend that to the other side, and of course, all the way to this side and a few blocks out, and just leave it like this for now. Fantastic. So we're really getting a lot of things done here. Now we're going to set up our actual spot where we're going to put back items. And I'm going to show you a really easy way to do that. I'll add a few blocks on the side over here. Add two stairs right there so that when you place your chest underneath, it doesn't affect anything. 2 stairs like so. Add a straight row of blocks going upwards, and of course you want to just kind of repeat this and just fill this up a little bit. Add a block right there, extend it forward, and bring it up from this point. What we're generally doing is creating a nice framework. What I did as well was add some upside down stairs here to really add some more detail. And we're going to do it on this side as well, just create that nice symmetry. And what you want to do is add some blocks over here just to cover that up as well. Perfect. See guys, really looking nice. You're going to place one large chest right there. And what I did was I marked out the center over here with a blue line to represent the center of this, the actual shaft, this whole line. That line, it kind of crossed right between, and of course I laid it out on the bottom just to give a little more visual of how we're doing this. Now you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the side, you're going to place your dropper right there. And on the side of it, you're going to place a hopper going towards it and a straight line until you go underneath the chest itself. So go over here, delete that, place a hopper going forward, and a large chest, well, another chest on the side to create this effect. Awesome. Place some more lighting, because you know me and lighting, I just love it. As you can see, it just really makes everything pop out. It's my pet peeve. I can't help it. Now, at this point, I'm going to show you how I set up my sorting system. Now, once again, guys, quick disclosure, sorry for the noise in the background. Can't do nothing about that. I live in New York. It's always like this. Now, you're going to place a straight line of droppers going upwards, and we're going to create an item elevator. The way I did it was I placed a block there, comparator going forward, block in front of it, redstone torch, and over here on the third block, we're going to place a dropper going downwards. See? With a block on top of that redstone torch with a repeater going forward on 2 ticks, a block on top of the comparator, and at this point, we're going to place a redstone torch on top of it with a block right on top, a redstone torch on the back, with a redstone dust on top of that observer block to create a clock. Add your redstone torches like so. And right there, you're going to place a block there, and you're going to go in this back and forth pattern, creating what I like to call a torch tower. See? So add your redstone torch right there and there and there. And make sure you add another dropper right here to make sure you're parallel to this one like so. Now, I want to light this up, pause the video, make sure you have this exact layout. Now, what I did was I added a large chest on top and one on the side. Then I added my hopper to connect with the actual hopper line, and then one hopper underneath where the chest is at, so they're all tied in. And that's just to avoid any kind of backlog within the item elevator. Now, of course, guys, with everything, make sure you test it out, because not every item elevator I make is going to work on every version of Minecraft. For some reason, that's like my #1 complaints. So just test it out and improvise if that doesn't work. Now, from this point, guys, when that chest is out, you're going to add a straight line of hoppers going about 4 blocks in the middle. See? That's the main to that point. And then another line going right across. So that's the center, and one more out. See? So about one more out to the right. And over here, you're going to add a large chest on both sides. And you're going to add 4 right across. So, and just replicate exactly what I'm doing. Now, once you've done that, you're going to add hoppers right behind each side. Then, of course, you're going to add another set of large chests like so. Perfect. And over here, going towards the back, you're going to add another set of hoppers. Now, that's the front, that's the back. So in the front side of this, you're going to add 2 large chests in this formation with 4 hoppers going downwards. Okay, but on this side, it's going to be a little different. You're going to add another set of another set of chests, like so. Then you're going to add your hoppers going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once again, guys, add 2 large chests. As you can see, there's a difference. And you know what? I'm just going to add some sea lanterns right over here just to light everything up. See? Because I want you to have the best visual as far as what's happening. Then you're going to add 4 more large hoppers. Well, 4 more hoppers going downwards. Then what I did was add some powers on top of it. A block on both sides. And I personally added 4 minecart hoppers underneath. And a straight line of blocks on top of it. And that's going to be the platform on where the Guardians will land when I kill them for the XP farm. Now, enough of that. Let's get right into this, guys. We're going to go back to the front. Add a row of blocks right there in that corner. Then we're going to create another section here for the enchantment room. So add your blocks right there. Then you're going to add 5 blocks in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 6th one, you're going to add a straight line of blocks going upwards. Then add 5 lanterns in the middle and another set of blocks right underneath to create this kind of frame. Once again, place some blocks over here. And we're going to start building on the inside. Now get your bookshelves. And you're going to wrap this around. Go 3 there. Well, 4 on both sides. And 3 in the middle. And right there in the center, you're going to add a lantern and enchantment table like so. Now let's fill this up and make this look really nice. I mean, you really want to decorate this. You're going to add a dropper right there in the center and cover the side as well. To me, presentation is just as important as functionality. Now let's make this nice ceiling. And of course, a little more lighting just to really make this pop out more. Perfect. Now we're going to go right back here. Now starting right there, we're going to place a block, well, redstone torch on the side of the second block, that bookshelf, and wrap a block going towards the dropper. Now place a block right, well, delete that, place a block right there, there, and there to make this kind of V shape. Redstone torch, with a repeater, and a straight line of redstone dust starting from that redstone torch all the way towards the block. Now, it's very important, make sure you use a stone button. A stone button will activate just enough to shoot 3 items. Check it out. I'm going to show you right now. So when we hit that button, 3 items will shoot because the button just has that perfect timing to create that. If you use a wood button, you're going to get like 4, I believe 5 items. Now, of course, place your lapis right inside and the enchantment room is complete. Of course, you want to label it, decorate it, do what you have to do. Now, of course, we just replicated this on the opposite side. Okay, just the framework. And just like we did with the rest, guys, you're going to add some lighting and add 4 large chests right across. And of course, fill this up with some chests if you want to. And this will be the things that do not get sorted out, and they're all going to land here. And of course, you're going to add your hoppers. Now, place a block right there with a dropper going downwards. As you can see, we're going to replicate the same style for the overflow system. Add a block there with a piece of sand. Then add 2 blocks right there. 3 going towards the back and 1 on top with a comparator and a repeater going forward. Then on top of the repeater, you're going to add an observer block. Like so. And a sticky piston behind it. And an observer block right there as well, so they're both facing each other. Place a hopper going towards the dropper. Then you're going to place a straight line. Then 1 dropper on top. Another hopper on top of that. Then you're going to connect it with this line right here. Going straight. And the entire storage system is pretty much completed at this point. Now all you have to do is add your cactus, your blocks on both sides, just to make sure nothing comes out, and do not block anything between the cactus and the dropper. Now that we replicated this side to this side, and we created this perfect mirror image, and you pretty much get the gist, we're going to start working on this back entrance. So add 2 blocks right over here on the top end here. Upside down stairs on each corner, once again, to add that extra detail is going to really make a huge difference. Now over here, you're going to place some stairs on the bottom corner. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it, but on the previous one, make sure you do the same exact thing to the inside as well. See all this stair trimming? Make sure you do that on the previous storage section area. Now, over here, you're going to add some blocks parallel to the stairs and extend that upwards. Add 2 stairs on that corner. And now for nothing, I love the stairs in this new update. And right over here, you're going to place a block there. And that's where your soul sand is going to be at. You're going to place a door right there, just like we did in the front entrance. Door right there. And right over here, you're going to place 2 pressure plates. And the block going straight up like so. And to connect this, you want to add another set of stairs upside down. Really looks nice, trust me. Now over here is going to be where you're going to place your soul sand parallel to the pressure plates and a bucket of water. That's going to be on the return trip from the XP farm. Place a block there and extend it across, and just connect this right here like so. Now let's go right to the back over here, and we're going to add another portal parallel to this wall. Now once again, this is completely optional in case you want to change that. Now what I did was I added some blocks right over here on both sides to kind of cover that purple, and added some upside down stairs and the blocks on top of it to really add some more detail. Now we're going to fill this up. Now we added some lighting, and at this point, guys, you could really be creative and just personalize this. I mean, I just kind of covered this up, made it simple. I didn't want to overcomplicate it, but if you want to just really take this to a new level, please do. I would love to see what you guys come up with, and that would be just phenomenally awesome. And just let me know what you guys done in the comments. Now, I just simply added some stairs and a fence just so no pigment will come out. But guys, I mean, sky's the limit. Now we're gonna start working on this spot. Now right over here, add your soul sand. And whatever you do on one side, you're gonna repeat on the other side. Now I just added some lighting right there. Now let's add our blocks to really connect this going upwards. Add another set of blocks, and you can really see where this is coming at. Now we're gonna start making the actual chamber for the XP. Now to start this off, parallel to those chests, add a straight line of blocks, and in the center here, you're gonna add one block to the left, redstone dust. Well, we're gonna delete that. The redstone dust right there to the right, and one repeater going forward with about 2 blocks in the back. 1, 2. And then add a straight line of redstone dust, and trust me, we're going to get back to that later. Then you're going to place a sticky piston on the side and right there in the center. See? So you have 2 right in the middle. And you're going to add 2 blocks right there. And that's going to be the flooring. Then you're going to place a cobblestone wall and a spruce fence right side by side just to create that kind of effect. Now, place a hopper facing that bottom rail, which is going to connect in this fashion, and that's what you want. Because when you get those extra items that got kind of tossed at you, you're going to put it right into that chest. And on this side, guys, you're going to add another chest. We'll first place a block, and that's going to be where your food will be located. Now, place 2 blocks right there, one on both sides, and then you're going to wrap this around and just connect on both sides. Fantastic. You gotta see it's pretty much coming together at this point. Now, over here, we're going to connect this shaft right here, this kind of drop shaft, to the actual floor itself. So let's bring this right across. Fantastic. And once you've done that, guys, just connect this going upwards, and like we always do, just bring up this entire wall of shaft, whatever you want to call it, right up to the second floor. Now I'm just going to add a little lighting because it seems a bit too dark and I want you guys to see everything. Now on each edge of here, on the corner piece right here at an angle, you're going to place a block right there. Delete that. See how it's right at an angle? And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Then we're going to add some more flooring so you have more to work with. And you're going to bring it 2 more blocks up on each side right here. Grand total of 3 blocks. And I want you to add upside down stairs right here in the front. And extend the blocks on each corner as well. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And in the center, you're going to add 2 half slabs on the inside and the outside. See? And it really looks like everything is connected, and it kind of gives a really nice smooth look to it all. Now, starting right over here, you're going to place a block right in the center and a redstone lamp there and delete the block. Now, what I want you to do at this point is place a block right over here, right there, either a redstone lamp, right at the angle edge, and a block on each corner. Now let's connect this, delete that. And that platform there is going to be the wall, the back wall where the guardians are going to land on. And that's going to be the actual spot in the middle where they'll fall on. See? You can really tell everything's really going to come together. And what you're going to place right over here is glass. I like glass. You can place any regular block. But personally, I feel glass just really gives you that perfect visual to see everything that's happening. And the guardians itself. Then you're going to place your button right in the middle of that redstone lamp. and some trapdoors right on the top part, because that's going to allow you to come inside but prevent the guardians from slipping out. See? Fantastic. Now, once you've done that, you're going to add a stair right there and there to create this kind of look. Then 3 blocks right across, 3 blocks of redstone lamps, and another 3 blocks right on top. And in the center, you're going to place a lever. Before you do that, add some upside down stairs there and there. And a slab like so, and it just gives that extra little detail. It's going to really make this pop. Place 2 blocks in that fashion and just bring it right up, guys. Perfect. And add 2 more blocks right there. Now we're going to place the block there and upside down stairs. And if you want, replace that block with a redstone lamp, because that's going to be the activation block. Then I want you to add 3 blocks like so. Create this 3x3 pattern, leaving the center empty. Then place a block there, 3 on the side, and then 1 more stair right there, upside down. And if you want to, you can even add that slab just to once again give that symmetry and detail right across. Add your button on the side, add some kind of lighting there, and what I like to do is add a piece of glass panel and a dispenser in the middle. You need to make sure that's a dispenser, not a dropper. Now starting here, guys, you're going to add a few blocks like so, 3 across and then 3 on the side. Create this nice little platform. Add a block there. And it's quite simple. Place a redstone dust there with a comparator on subtract mode. And 1, 2, 3 pieces of redstone dust and 1 on top of that block. So when you activate it, it goes off repeatedly. Now make sure it's a stone button when you're using to activate the system. Once again, it has to deal with the timing of the stone. And on the opposite side, don't forget your lever to turn off the system. Now you're going to place an observer block facing downwards with some redstone dust in the middle. Then 2 blocks like so, and a straight line of blocks going right across, guys. Doesn't have to be that long. Just add some redstone dust on top of it. And trust me, we're going to get to that later in a bit. Now, let's go back to actually fixing this entire section up. And what we do on one side, we will do on the other. So make sure you extend this upwards. See? And let's cover this up as well. Because that's the elevators that are going to take us upwards. And what I did here on the side was add 2 blocks and 2 stairs in that fashion. But like I said, you guys can really decorate this to your own style. Now on this side, we're just going to connect this shaft straight up. Great. It's looking great. All right, now let's go right back down. And like we did previously, on the inside here, you're going to fill this up with a source of water on each one. So pause the video, take your time, and just fill this up. Trust me, this could have been a bit tedious, but I trust you guys. Now, once you've done that, you're going to be hopping all the way to the top. And of course, add your extra details, and there you have it. Now, we're going to start working on the actual grinding system. Now, on top of that glass part, you're going to add a row of blocks and signs right underneath it. Well, right in front of it. Then observer blocks right on top. Then we're going to use a straight line of blocks like so, and you can add a straight line of redstone dust. Then an observer block on top, and another one like so. And then fill this up next to it with some blocks. And you're going to use a rail activator right across. And right over here, guys, you're going to place your observer blocks like so. And a block right there in front of it. Then you're going to place 2 sticky pistons in this pattern going downwards and 1 going forwards. See? To create this exact look. Then you got another row of blocks. And at this point, we're going to extend it downwards and connect it with this extra row we just added on top. See? And once again, you're going to fill this up. Just replicate the wall pattern like so. It's looking great, you see? It's looking really great. Now at this point, you're going to create that same framework downwards, all right? Because you're going to have to walk on this. You're going to have to really work on this. And this is extremely important. What I did was I just simply added some glass so you give it an awesome visual and you can really see everything that's happening. Now on each corner, you're going to add a dispenser, one there and there, and on this side as well. And what I did on the inside, guys, I just filled it up with some blocks or glass, whatever you want to choose, to really make this decorative and just take it to that next level. Perfect. Oh yeah. Now you're gonna add a block right there and then another one like so and extend that right across so you connect to the first one as you see above. Now you're gonna place a repeater right there, there, and there, all parallel, and put each one on 4 ticks with a straight line of redstone dust. Now over here, guys, you're going to add a block right there and there and extend that right across and connect that with those blocks, and of course add your redstone dust till you connect to that dropper so that everything works in sync and in perfect timing. Now we have to connect this redstone dust with that one down there. The best way to do it, you're going to go right under here, add a block right there, delete that, and create a stair pattern going downwards. So you get to that point. Now as you can see, just simply add the redstone dust going upwards. And do not affect that repeater. And voila. Now the entire system will be connected with that back floor going up and down. Now over here, you're going to add a sticky piston and an observer block right there. So it creates the quick pulse to push the blocks up on the bottom. That's where you're not going to mess with that repeater. And creates the perfect timing pulse to work on top. So check it out. Once we activate it, I'm doing a slow motion. That's going to retract and bring it back up, opening the entire bottom part. See? And then this floor will go up because it's on that one, is going on the same speed as the pulse. Once it goes again, it's going to create that perfect timing because it's on 4 ticks to retract it and bring it back. And it's that smooth, and the ground goes right back down. Now, what I want you to do, guys, is make sure you add some blocks right there. Now, bear in mind, you're going to have to cover this up, okay? See how that all looks? If you have to pause the video to get a better look, please do. Keep in mind there's blocks in front of those signs. Okay, now that we got that side done, we have to get the actual other side finished. So go over here, delete those hoppers, and put it sideways. I actually put that wrong. So instead of going up, put it on the side. Now place the block there and there, delete that, and place a straight row of stairs going side by side. Then add some glass blocks right around it, not blocking the hoppers. Now starting here, you're going to place a block there on each corner and extend it upwards like so. Before you do that, make sure you put some dispensers in the middle. And each dispenser, you're going to place 1 bucket of lava. Perfect. Now place a block right there and there in this V shape. I'm going to show you why. You're going to do that to each one. Just extend that right across. Then you can place repeaters going forward on each one. And you're going to extend this till you connect to, remember, to this part. You just simply add a repeater and a straight line of redstone dust. And that's all you have to do. And there's a reason why I had it set up this way. Now starting here, we're going to cover this up. And like I said previously, just extend this all the way up to that point. And then right across. Fantastic. Now give your block a choice. You're going to leave a gap. Well, you can place the block right there. And place signs right in front of each block. Right above the dispensers. Leave a gap in the middle. Place another row of blocks. And once again, your signs right across. And then one more time, place your signs on the third row of blocks, leaving those spots empty underneath. Now we're going to go right behind it. You're going to add 1, 2. You're going to add pretty much 2 rows like so, and then 1 row on top. Then starting right there, add a framework like so of glass. And then do the same thing right on top. Okay? Because you want to leave this empty. So do the same thing right here. Leaving that little gap parallel. See right there. Right across. Leaving this gap area empty. And then you're going to go right on top over here and you're going to delete these blocks temporarily. Now remember, you want this spot empty because where you're going to place your lava will be, hold on, don't jump in, will be right over here underneath the glass of the current platform. Okay? So you're going to aim it right over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then place your glass right back. Well, right back because it's going to create this effect. See how it went forward and downwards at the same time? So there's 2 things without you having to use so much resources. And creates that perfect line right there because of the signs. Perfect. Now that you have the chance, guys, also add a bucket of water in that dispenser. And in each one as well. Sorry for the high pitch. But you get the drift. Now we're going to extend the wall of those glass in the bottom here. We're going to bring that all the way up to the top part of that level. Now let's do this one more time. Right over here, guys. Now we're going to create the exact system that we did previously. Now, just place your observer blocks. Place 2 going upwards. But before we do that, place a block right there like so. We're going to replicate this and wrap this right around. And then connect it right over here like so. Add a repeater on 4 ticks. And a straight line of redstone dust. And of course, connect that so that it can activate that as well. Then you're going to add 2 observer blocks facing upwards. And fill this whole section up with blocks of your choice. And on top, you're going to place some rail activators right across. The reason I chose rail activators is they're really easy to make. And some observer blocks and blocks in front of it. Then be very careful, guys, because you don't want to fall in there. You're going to place some sticky pistons upwards. So make sure you're crouching because you do not want to fall in that pit. And a row of sticky pistons like so. Now, once again, guys, you're going to do what you did before and just replicate this kind of wall pattern that you have in front of you. and just cover this up beautifully. All right, now that we have this all pretty much set up, you're going to delete that redstone dust there and that one right over here in the front. Just temporarily, because we have to arrange this so that one is off and one is closed. So activate it so that this retracts, right? And you're going to break this block and you're going to place either a redstone block or just something to activate that dispenser so that the water flows towards it. And place the block back and do the same thing on this side. So delete that, activate the dispenser. And once you've done that, you're going to place your redstone dust right back that we just took off. So one in that corner. Oh yeah, and also delete that and place it on the up part position, on the closed position. Like I said previously, add the redstone dust right back to each corner and you're going to see how this whole thing works once you set this up properly. Now let's activate it one more time and do it in slow motion. Now once it activates, it inverts itself. So while one closes, the other one opens and the dispensers change sides. Saw that? See how now the opposite is happening? And that this is down when it was up previously. And then once I activate it, you're going to see it inverts. The water flows the opposite direction now. And then once we check out the actual floor, you're going to see that it's popped up. And that's the effect you guys should have if done properly. Now that we've done that, go inside the pit again. Now we got to set up the lava setup on the top part here. Now what I did was I just used some dirt, gone straight all the way up till it got about around this level. Now we're going to leave 2 blocks of space right here and then 3 blocks of more space. And on the 6th block, you're going to add your signs. See? So you just have 3 blocks of lava space, that spacing right there, and then 2 blocks of glass space, plus the third space is the stone brick. Now you're gonna add your signs right across the board, and make sure you're crouching so that you can place it in front of the signs as well to create this exact effect. Now, I would highly advise, guys, don't have no special armor. Just keep it simple, keep it safe, because you might fall when doing this. But what you're going to do really quickly, make sure you have at least 8 buckets of lava. And you're going to place this quick. Go down. You're going to go around the 3rd block high and place it right across on one side and repeat that on the other side as well before it covers you up. See? And it makes it easier for you to go back down and just get out of it. But generally pause the video and make sure you have it just like this set up. Okay, now we're going to create the mechanical door on the inside. Now I want to show you one way, guys, you could really change this whole thing up and fast forward this if you don't like it. It's really your choice on what you want to make this spot, but I decided to make a mechanical door because the thing is great to come in and out and just see what's happening. Now I just dig some spacing here, nothing crazy. Added 2 sticky pistons and some stairs. Now right over here, you're going to add 1, 2, 3, about 3 blocks in, and just cover this up. And what I did was add 2 sticky pistons, 1 right there. 2 more sticky pistons, 1 facing forward, and then fill this gap with some blocks of my choice. Now, over here is where the button will be at. So place 2 blocks there. Add your button on the right or left, whatever you want to choose. But keep in mind, wherever the button is, that's where you're going to place your sticky piston right behind it, which will be on this side. But before we do that, cover this up with some blocks of your choice to really make this look nice. Then you're going to add your sticky piston like I said previously. An observer block at an angle like so with a sticky piston. And at this point, place a repeater going forward on 2 ticks. Then you're going to place a block there with a redstone block right there. And then in the center, add some redstone dust and on the side as well. Fantastic. Now starting right over here, you're going to place an observer block right there. Delete that. Place an observer block going downwards with a block underneath and some redstone dust on top of it so that it all gets activated at the same time. And that's going to send the pulse to the sticky pistons underneath here. So place the redstone dust there. Extend that right across to the side. And then 2 right there and 2 right there. Then at this point, you're just going to fill this up. I'm just going to fast forward it just a bit, and you're going to really just decorate the whole entrance to your liking. Now, you know me, guys, I just added some details. It's been a nice little entrance so that once you go through and you press that button, the design is complete. And there you have it. Now at this point, guys, we're going to start setting up the sorting system itself. So go to the hopper facing the comparator. Place a piece of dirt on each of the last 4 slots like so. We're going to get the prismarine shade. We're going to place it right there. Just add about 4. We're going to place 4 on each one. And on this one, like I said, the hopper facing the comparator. Place a piece of dirt in the last 4 slots. Add 4 of the prismarine crystals. And on the other side, guys, you're going to set it up so that you place... What I did was I added, once again, my 4 pieces of dirt and 4 cooked cod or cooked fish, whatever you want to call it, or raw fish, however you want to set that up. And either one side would be cooked and the other side would definitely be the raw. So just kind of set that up no matter how you want to set that up. And that's it. That's pretty much the gist of it. At this point, just decorate everything and the system is pretty much complete at this point. We got one more major step to do, but at this point, just decorate everything, get everything prepped up, looking amazing. I mean, set up the armor stand, set up just everything you have to do to get this bad boy up and running to your likings. Now, we're going to go right back outside, and the one major thing you're going to need is soul sand. We left that major part for last, but the entire floor bottom here within this section, you're just going to have to cover up with soul sand. See, I had it so that that stone wall is parallel to the lighting here. So you kind of get the gist of what everything's kind of laid out at. But basically, that's it. Just add your soul sand and the system is complete. Just make sure you cover everything up and you're good to go. Look at that. Perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I put a lot of energy into this. And you should be getting this kind of results. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you for just being awesome, guys, and patient. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. Remember to please leave a comment and to click that subscribe button if you want to join. Thank you.